Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to talk about breaking out of the matrix. The matrix is the system that we live in. It is a system based on fear and logic. It is dominated by the mind. It has no place for spirit, for pure intentions, for the soul. The things that are valued in the matrix has nothing to do with your being. It's all mechanical. It's like there is a big wheel and you are a small part of that wheel and you are replaceable in the matrix. There is no authenticity. Life is robotic. Everything is fixed and it's all around us. In every aspect of life, the matrix is there. And the greatest matrix is our conditioned ego, our own conditioning. The conditioning that we inherit when we are growing up, the conditioning that we inherit from our family. And when the child is growing up, they are in the receiving mode. They're always looking up to others for information and they absorb all the conditioning of their parents, of their surroundings. That's the time where your core code is created. And the main thing that this matrix bombards you with is fear. The more fear you have, the more easy are you to control. It keeps you obedient. And it has been the case since centuries. When it was the time of kings, they had the power. They kept the people of the kingdom obedient. They created fear in them. Similarly, in the present, there are people who are in power and they want you to stay in fear. They don't want you to question anything at all. They want you to be the sheep. And they have their own agendas. And the main agenda is to keep you asleep so that you don't wake up to your truth and the truth of the reality that you are living in. That's why spiritual awakening is like unplugging from the matrix. You wake up to the truth of who you are and you see everything clearly. And this is the reason that in the mainstream, spirituality is always seen like something crazy people do. It's always seen as something which is not normal because it wakes you up. So the mainstream will never support your awakening. And a very good example is the mainstream news channels. All they do is keep you in fear. Another thing they do is divide you. Division is another thing that has always been used to keep you in fear, to keep you separated. The ego feeds on separation. Your higher self, your consciousness, the spirit, it is one. It is not separate. The very word namaste means that the soul in me sees the soul in you, beyond physicality. I see the essence in you. They don't want you to know that. They want you divided. So that's why no matter what country it is, no matter what topic it is, they always want you divided on things. And by they, I mean again, the people you don't see, those who are in power, powers that be, and those who know, they know. And the one who questions their narrative, it's always called crazy because they don't want you to question. Whether it is a narrative about putting something in your body, whether it is a narrative of following a certain rule, you are supposed to do this, this is mandatory. You are not allowed to question that narrative. The questioning itself becomes something of a crime. You are censored for that. That shows that they don't want you to awaken, to question anything. Just be a sheep. Always do what everyone else is doing and let us carry on with our agendas. So the very first step of breaking out of the matrix is to realize that only you are responsible for your awakening. No one else will do it for you. You have to take accountability. You have to wake up and you have to be willing to be the black sheep. And your truth will piss off everyone because you will reflect their fears. The fearlessness in you, the courage that you will carry after your awakening, it will trigger everyone. People will not like that. And the greatest challenge in this matrix is to be neutral, not to be for and against, but to see everything as a neutral observer. That is the greatest challenge because the ego is easily influenced. It takes one side. It doesn't want to have that neutrality because when you are in a group, you feel safe. You feel that you have people who also believe what you believe, but it's just a narrative. It's not the truth. Another example would be the Ministry of Truth from the 1984, George Orwell. The Ministry of Truth is actually the Ministry of Lie, which is the media, which only shows you the lies, not the truth. Lies portrayed as the truth. And the people who never question, they never seek the truth. questioning is the beginning of awakening. This is the second thing. You have to question what you are being fed. The information is the core code in this matrix. The information that you feed yourself, that's how you think. That is the thing that controls you, the flow of information. That's why the big tech wants to control the information. They want to control what you think. Because what you think decides what you feel. If they keep you in fear, you are obedient. They trigger you with emotions, with information. When you question, you awaken. And in the mainstream, you might have seen articles or titles that don't go down in the rabbit hole. It's dangerous. They don't want you to go there because they know they will be exposed. Their lies will crumble down. And people are not ready for this conversation because it's so connected to their identity. The ego is literally engrossed in this matrix. The entire identity is connected to the matrix. That's why you need something higher, a higher consciousness, a connection with your higher self. You need to awaken to your higher self. You're not just limited to this identity, to the roles, to the narratives that the matrix has given you. The matrix keeps you in the illusion of choice because it has given you limited information. And you can only act on that limited information. So the choice is not yours. It is coming from that information that's been fed to you. If you refuse to obey the choices, a simple example would be that I refuse to walk on the mundane path of being a doctor, engineer, all the mainstream and normal jobs. I seek my own. I want to do something different. You will be seen as someone crazy, especially if in your family, in your culture, you are always supposed to do something which is normal. And majority of the times that is the case. So a very simple point that I would like to make here is if 99% of people are doing something, doesn't mean that that is right. And if only the 1% are waking up, it doesn't mean that they are wrong. What everyone else is doing, what majority of people are doing, what the masses are doing, they are in a deep hypnosis. They are working because of their code. A code is the foundation of a program, of a computer program, and they work on the basis of that. But if you hack that code with your spiritual awakening, with your questioning, you wake up to your truth. Now you are free. Your mind is finally free. It is not hijacked by the fear, by the shame, by the division. You are finally freeing your mind when you question, when you make a choice of your own. But we never do that because we are in fear. So the greatest challenge for you is to be fearless, is to take action regardless of the risk, because there is an immense amount of risk in following your heart, in doing something that not everyone else is doing, in living in alignment. That is why this journey is a journey of solitude. Not many people will be like you. You will rarely find people on this journey, and it's okay because you are the chosen one. Every individual has the capability, has the potential of becoming a chosen one. But only those become the chosen one who take the accountability, who wake up to the truth, who question their reality, the nature of their reality, who question the narratives, who question the information, and those who come to their own conclusions. So don't be afraid of this matrix. Your higher self is immensely powerful. The higher consciousness in you is beyond space and time. The matrix can't hijack that. It can only hijack you on the basis of identity, the ego, the division, the fear. You just have to connect to that higher consciousness. You just have to operate from that level of consciousness. And don't be afraid to wake up, because you are here to bring a change in the human consciousness, to bring a revolution of consciousness. That's why you are awake in this asleep world. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You can like, comment and share, and thank you for subscribing. Much love to you all.